Ayate for telling my husband I'm over talking about our feelings and that he should bring this stuff to his therapist unless it's a real problem. My husband has been in therapy for a few months now. He's always been introverted and not much of a talker. But recently, it feels like every little thing I do hurts his feelings, and I'm honestly getting exhausted. For instance, we hosted Thanksgiving this year and I barely talked to him during dinner. It wasn't because I was upset. I was busy hosting, serving food, helping guests, cleaning up, making sure everything ran smoothly. Later, he told me his feelings were hurt because he felt ignored. Another time he mentioned that he thought it was weird I was working so much, suggesting I must be using work to escape him. I work from home, and he can literally see me sitting just 10 feet away at my desk. The last straw came last night. I had just gotten out of the shower and was getting dressed when he opened the door. I made a startled noise and instinctively covered myself because I wasn't sure if it was him or one of our kids. To me, that was a normal reaction, but later he brought it up, saying I treated him like some stranger off the street. At that point, I told him I was done with these constant talk about our feelings conversations over every little thing. I explained that if there are real issues in our marriage, I'm more than willing to discuss them. But I can't keep having emotional debriefs about every minor moment where I unknowingly hurt his feelings just by being myself. Now he says I'm being cold and dismissive. I honestly feel like I'm walking on eggshells, as if he's waiting for me to do something wrong. I'm not trying to hurt him, but I also can't be responsible for managing every moment of his emotional state. To add some context, we've been in couples therapy for almost a year. It all started when I came home to find him drunk and barely able to walk while I was the only adult with our kids. After he repeatedly told me he hadn't been drinking, I said it was therapy or separation, and he chose therapy. Our therapist suggested he get his own therapist because he feels like everyone is always out to get him. He was very resistant to the idea at first. He had a previous marriage that didn't end well, and he believes that experience hurt more than helped him. We've been married for almost 20 years, and he's 10 years older than I am. I've always let him take the lead, since he was the primary breadwinner while I was a stay-at-home mom until our youngest started school. We agreed I would go back to work, but he was hesitant about that. It seems there's a misconception that I don't want to talk to him about his feelings, which isn't true. For example, he wants me to go to bed when he does, which is at 8:30 since he has to get up early for work. I struggle with that because I work full-time, am a student, and we have 3 children. There just isn't enough time in the day to get everything done and go to bed that early. Still, I told him I would try to do it more often so he wouldn't feel unimportant. I've apologized for hurting his feelings or making him feel like a stranger. But his response was that I should stop saying sorry and just do better. He even questioned if I love him at all. We've been together for a long time, and while I know I'm not perfect, this constant escalation of his feelings is overwhelming. I reached a point where I thought I just couldn't take one more negative comment.